How's everybody doing? I know it's been a while since I came on here live, but I felt like I just wanted to talk today. There's a lot of things that's going on, and I just wanted to come on and share. And so that's what I'm doing today. But I was having a conversation with my mom, and she's like, you haven't went live," and so she reminded me that I should go live, keep that commitment to myself. So I'll give everybody a chance, opportunity to come in, all those who are coming in, but not gonna prolong that too much because we want to get directly into the topic for today. As you can see, it is reason sugar ruins your health. I'm gonna give you some details. This is part one of a series of a series. So we're gonna be talking about this. As you know, the name of my and maybe you guys are hearing an echo. So my mom is on the line, and we were chatting about this. Mom, if you can go ahead and mute your phone, or do you know how to mute it?
I don't know.
Because I hear an echo. You can say hi to everybody.
Hi. I'm trying to work this phone.
Okay, she's shy. She gonna try and figure out how to mute it. If not, then maybe she'll come back with her cell phone, and then, or let me see, come back with her cell phone. I think you did it, Mom, because I can't hear anything. All right, when you hear something that you want to ask a question, then you got to unmute yourself. All right.
Okay.
All right, cool. We all right, we cooking with Crisco now. All right. Here we go. So anyway, I know it's been a while. So for those of you who don't know who I am, so the name of the name of my company, or one of this little thing right here is not going to stay up today. Okay, I don't like it hanging down because it makes me look like a granny. All these grades I already got up here, and I don't need no extra help. But anyway, listen. What we talking about today is reasons sugar ruins your health. So the name of I'm a nutritional therapist. So let me introduce myself. My name is Teresa T.L. Matthew. I am a nutritional therapist. The name of my therapy is SARE Nutritional Therapy. It stands for Sugar Addiction is Real. And if you right now, I've been out offering to everybody, you want to get a nutritional assessment, you can go over there to the website SAIRNT.com, click on about, scroll down the page, you'll see that there are options for nutritional therapy. When you first came up, you probably saw this. That right there is Some Sweet. I am also the owner of Some Foods, the maker of Some Sweet. That's a 0-calorie sweetener. It is the most spectacular sweetener on the market. This does not want to stay up here today. It is the most spectacular sweetener on the market, and I say that because this helped me kick my sugar addiction. Nothing else did. No matter how I tried, nothing else worked, and I was still addicted to sugar. I still craved sugar, had a sweet tooth, and if you heard my story, because I told it here before, I ate sugar like crazy. That was my diet for 20 some odd years. Sugar. I would have a Slurpee, followed by, not followed by, joined with pound cake, joined with an almond Hershey's, and I would eat that. That's was like a meal for me, right? And I would eat that for 20 some odd years. I remember when I was younger, even when I was younger, and my sugar cravings were so strong. I had just moved out on my own, and I would get these little 8x8 pans of cake. I like vanilla cake with the white frosting, okay? And I would get that, and I would have that breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I am a recovering sugar addict. My first experience with sugar, I was around 16 and I ate Snickers the entire summer, lost a ton of weight. And then from then on, I continued to consume all kinds of candy, sugar, sweets, and all that stuff. But some sweet is what helped me to kick my sugar addiction. And you can get that by going over to sumsweet.com. That's the website to get the sweetener. And if you have problems with sugar, if you have problems and you can't stop eating sugar, I highly recommend you go over there and you get you some of that to help you kick your sugar addiction. I use that like a heroin addict, like how for heroin addicts they use methadone. That helped me to get off of sugar, and now some days I don't even want I don't have sweet tooths anymore. Let me put it that way. And I don't have sugar cravings anymore. And some days I'm like really upset because the food that I eat is sweet. Sometimes, sometimes there's maybe something sweet because there's sugar in just about everything, which is what we're going to talk about today. But it's not regular sugar. It's not the sugar that comes when you get nature's candy, which is fruit, right? That grows from a tree or from the ground on a vine that has a seed in it, or well, they used to have seeds in it. Now we got seedless everything. But you know what I'm talking about. You got to plant it in the ground and then cultivate it and grow it. We're not talking about that kind of sugar, although that is bad for somebody that is insulin resistant, because now the damage has been done and that is bad for you. So it's not, you cannot, the risks far outweigh the benefit. Okay. But here recently I came across, and if I could see my tabs here, I came across, oh, I didn't set that up right. I came across a book. Now I wasn't familiar with this book, but I came across it. You're gonna hear some clicking here because I'm going through and messing with some tabs and things like that. So you're gonna hear some clicking. But so there was a book that I came across, and all these resources. This resource that I'm going to talk about right now, this book, you can go if you want to see more about it. You can go check it out on my website. I have a resource page there. Um, if you just go to SAIRNT SAIRNT.com/resource, you'll be able to see this book that I'm talking about. But let me just give you just a little excerpt, or just from just even the cover of this book. Lick the Sugar Habit. Sugar addiction upsets your whole body chemistry. Do you hear that? If you're trying to get healthy, this is something that you really need to know. That sugar addiction upsets your whole body chemistry. Not just one or two little things, because I think for most of us, we think the worst thing that can happen with sugar addiction is diabetes. And that's bad. I mean, that's bad. But the author of this book, just like me, and you can also go on my website and you can download my book, Spilling the Tea on Sugar. But the author of this book was a sugarholic. That's what she called it. She was a sugarholic. Just like me. A lot of us have been we've been exposed to sugar and are sugar addicted. And you guys, you know what? My little doggy, up and he's walking about, and I cannot stand that. I'm going to pause y'all just a minute while I go deal with him. I don't want y'all to hear me yelling at him, though. Because if you pee on my floor, I'm going to yell. All right, I'm back. Had to take a break, go deal with him because the could put that on. That would have been a perfect time to run that. All right, had to deal with him because he's like a little kid. You know how little kids, when you're not watching them, they get into stuff, and he does. That's what he does. And when he goes to walking around, he's usually going to get into something. And I didn't want him to get into anything. So let me get back to what I was talking about. So my apologies, my apologies, my apologies. All right, so let's check this out. So she was a sugar addict, just like I was. And eating all that sugar, I think she discovered some things just like I discovered some things. And there are quizzes and things. I have posted quizzes before to say, are you a sugar addict? Things like that. Do you know what the names of sugar are? Things like that. But what we're going to talk about today is the reasons why, what sugar does to the body, some of the negative things that sugar does to the body. And people, hey, when you don't know, you just don't know. Okay, sugar upsets your whole body. It messes with no matter where it is in your body, it messes with everything in your body. It's important that we eliminate sugar from the body, from your diet. Um, it's important. So here we go. Let's start with the first thing on here. And I guess maybe let me answer first before I jump on that and talk about this. Maybe why I even uh, come to the conclusion or say what it is that sugar does. Well, it sugar upsets the whole body. Okay, so your whole body chemistry, and it devastates your endocrine and immune system, and it leads to diseases and conditions. And these range from tooth decay, because we all know too much candy. Dentists will tell you that too much candy, too much sugar, gonna give you cavities. But from tooth decay to diabetes to osteoporosis. Okay, and more. And we're going to talk about the more today. And the reason why it does it, because how it can do it is because it devastates the endocrine and immune systems. So let's see what other diseases that eating too much sugar can cause. Okay. um, so I got a list here, right? And we're going to go through that list. And this is why I advocate for people to quit sugar, to get off of sugar, to not over consume sugar. Don't add sugar to anything. And matter of fact, I was going to bring you, showing you the chart of how much sugar is in stuff, and we'll get into that. But I thought it was a toss up. So I start with this one. First things first. Number one, sugar can um, suppress the immune system. So when you now you know when you have when it suppresses your immune system, that sets you up to get any number of diseases, any number of ailments. So it suppresses the immune system. Number two, sugar upsets the mineral relationships in the body, right? It upsets the mineral relationships in the body. Third thing, sugar can cause hyperactivity. We already know that, right? We know it causes hyperactivity. That's why, it's the running joke, give kids sugar and see them bouncing off the walls, right? So we know it causes hyperactivity. But did you know it causes anxiety? It causes difficulty concentrating and crankiness in children. So there's a lot of things going on right there with sugar. And what are most of the treats when you have treats for kids? What are most of those treats? Those treats are sugary treats, and we shouldn't be giving those to our kids. We really shouldn't. And that's why I like to talk to moms, because if I feel like by talking to moms, educating moms and grandmoms and all of that, by educating them, that they can make smart choices for themselves, healthier choices for themselves, and then that those healthier choices will then be passed along to the children. Okay. Fourth thing, sugar can produce a significant rise in triglycerides. Did y'all hear that? And it can produce a significant rise in triglycerides. Five, sugar contributes to the reduction in defense against bacterial infectious diseases. Anybody? What's that C disease that we just passed? And that's we trying to keep from coming back, and we want to get a shot. It was real. Um, at the height of that, what they discovered, and I don't know if it really made the news very much. And I wasn't going live and talking about it. I think I might have wrote an article about it, but they discovered that people um, who had corona, they were finding very high insulin levels in them, diabetic rate insulin levels in them, and these were otherwise healthy people. They couldn't figure out why. Well, that's because and how the disease would rapidly grow, and how it could rapidly grow. It used sugar for energy and to feed itself to grow, and it needed the insulin, so it would attack the pancreas and cause it to release insulin, so that then it you would you have more insulin, and then the virus had what would you call it? The virus had something to attach itself to further increase itself in your body. Yeah, it had a vehicle to travel through your body. Okay. And they found that those people, they had very high levels of insulin like and diabetes symptoms, and like they were diabetic, but they weren't diabetic. But 1 in 3 people are pre-diabetic and they don't know it, so there may have already been some precursors, and it just kind of made itself worse. So, but yeah, that was one of the things that we have found out at that time, and they know that because one of the drugs that they used to treat it at the time was um, an anti-malarial drug. Mama, can you chime in here? What's that drug called? Because that's the one that you know about.
Hydrochloroquine.
Hydrochloroquine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably not pronouncing it right, but anyway.
Yeah, that's right. It sounds about right. Hydrochloroquine, because that's the one that Trump was taking all the time, all the time, all the time. And Trump was taking so much, but you can only take so much of it, and so at such a level of dose. And Trump was taking it all the time at very high doses. When Trump quit taking hydrochloroquine, that's when he got COVID. And
It's also used for lupus.
yeah, and it's also used for lupus. But what it does is it helps to lower your blood sugar, not blood sugar levels, but it helps to fight that and keep your blood sugar at a lower state, and fight against that. So it's not a diabetic medication, but that's kind of what it does. And it attacks, those kind of things. So he was taking that all the time, and then when he quit taking it, he ended up getting COVID. So, okay, what else? Thanks, Mom. And so, where were we at? So yeah, so it sugar contributes to the reduction in the defense against bacterial infectious diseases. And so sugar stays in your blood system for, up to 3 hours after you eat it. I mean, for a very long time. So once you have consumed sugar, it stays in there, and it suppresses your immune system by at least 30%. So that's why you shouldn't eat. And that's why when we get sick, like we get a cold, we drink orange juice, and then all the time, like when we sick, we want Sprites, like, oh, you got an upset tummy, you have Sprite or a ginger ale. Now, and those things are laden with sugar, and they're not really good for us. But and it doesn't help with the condition. Number 6, sugar causes a loss of tissue elasticity and function. The more sugar you eat, the more elasticity and function you lose. Trying to lose weight, lose fat, as we say here. You trying to lose that? Am I muted? I guess not. For some reason, I just wanted to make sure I'm not muted.
I can hear you.
Okay, if you're trying to lose weight, trying to lose fat, and remember, we say fat loss here, we stress fat loss because weight loss it contains three things. You will lose muscle, you will lose water, you will lose fat. So there's a possibility you could lose all of those, and we don't have a problem with muscle. We don't really have a problem with water unless we have some other metabolic issues, but we do have a problem with is fat. So we just stress fat loss here. But sugar causes a loss of tissue elasticity and function. The more sugar you eat, the more elasticity and function you lose. So, if you're a big sugar eater and you're gonna start to, fat loss, your elasticity. That's why we wonder why some people have that good snapback. They lose and they don't have a lot of loose skin, and then others they lose and they got a ton of loose skin. Sugar is a cause of that. Okay. Um, Next thing, sugar. We're going to go through about 20 of these. So I got a lot of these. Sugar reduces high density lipoproteins. We need our protein. That's going to cause you, when you start to lose those proteins, you're going to start be losing muscle. Okay. Sugar leads to chromium deficiency. Oh my goodness. Remember I said when I was trying to quit sugar before in the past, I had a chromium deficiency, and I would eat a chromium picolinate. I would take those tablets, and those tablets would help to eliminate the sugar cravings. Okay. Um, Number 9, sugar leads to cancer of the ovaries. Sugar leads to cancers. Okay. Number 10, the 10th thing, sugar can increase fasting levels of glucose. So that's going to increase the glucose, the sugar in your blood. So it can, oops, I lost my place. Sugar can increase fasting levels of glucose. 11, sugar causes copper deficiency. These are your micronutrients. Sugar causes copper deficiency. Number 12, the 12th thing here, sugar interferes with absorption of calcium and magnesium. Again, micronutrients. 13, sugar may make eyes more vulnerable to age-related macular degeneration. That's blindness, y'all. Okay. 14, sugar raises the level of a neurotransmitters, dopamine, serotonin, and norepinephrine. What that is makes you addictive. All of those are those hormones give you the happy feeling, the good feeling, the reward sensation, all of those. That's what that is. So it's the pleasure sensors in your brain. Somebody reaching out over here? Oh, you said, "Hi, how you doing? You quit sugar months ago and now you have osteoporosis in your knee, back, and neck. Don't know what caused that." If you were sugar addicted and already consuming a lot of sugar, chances are it was just down the pathway for that. Yeah, I hate to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, sugar causes osteoporosis. I think I might have mentioned that at the outset, but yeah, that's one of the things about sugar. But let's and because we just read that it interferes with the absorption of calcium and magnesium. So that's what's going to cause those problems. Did you drink a lot of soda or juices? I was a big time sugar eater. I mean, the only thing that saved me was that I ate once a day. That was it. And I'm going to do I'm going to do a live talking about all of the sources of sugar and where we find sugar, because I know a lot of times a lot of us think um, that you have to eat a lot of sweets, cakes, pies, candies, cookies, things like that. Even drink a lot of sodas and sweet stuff too. But you'll find out that sugar is in a lot of things, and your body. See, when I quit sugar, what happened to me was when I stopped eating sugar, I had major carb cravings, bread cravings. I love me some yeast bread, and I had major cravings for that. Well, that's because it's sweet and it has sugar, and the body used it. So the body was trying to get sugar any way it could, and it used that um, the bread. So it drove me to bread, and I would eat bread, and that fueled my sugar cravings. Yeah, I quit soda a long time ago too, and didn't drink a lot of juice. Yeah, I'm not a big juice drinker, but I was a Slurpee drinker. That was my go-to. But let's journey on here. Let's see, where were yeah. So it reaches the pleasure centers of the brain. So let's see here. So the next one, sugar can cause hypoglycemia, and that's low blood sugar. Hyper. Mama, which one is it? You have the low blood sugar, right? You have hypo.
low blood sugar?
What is it called? It's hypo, right? Sometimes I get those confused.
I just say low blood sugar.
Uh-oh.
I'm kind of like you. I get it mixed up. So mine goes low.
Isn't there a way to stop osteoporosis? I read somewhere. I think you would probably, I mean, that's really once you have it, you might not be able to completely reverse it, but you should be able to slow down the damage that's already been done. Cutting out sugar is the number one thing, but then go see your doctor, and they should be able. He should be able to. Well, he should be able to advise you on some different forms of treatment for that. Yeah. You and also a change in your diet, increasing your calcium and looking for foods that are rich in calcium as well. That should and some of that would be inflammation in your body. So you want to check your diet to see if there are any foods that cause inflammation as well. Yeah, the osteoporosis could definitely cause that. Yeah. And exercise might be able to help a bit as well. um some physical therapy. Yeah. Let's see. Sugar can cause hypoglycemia, but anyway, yeah, it causes low blood sugar because what you end up having is spikes, and then the insulin, you spike your blood sugar, and then you crash. Boom. I mean, you go up and then boom, crash down. So yeah. So you definitely, that's what happens when you eat sugar, and then you be like going after trying to get some more. Any way to heal my nerves to get rid of nerve pain? I would say reach out to. I mean, you would definitely need to go to your doctor, depending on what the nerve pain is. Um, and what's actually causing that, because that something pinching, and it could be inflammation, like I said, that's causing that. And the only thing that we can do, and I'm not a medical doctor, so I can't, I don't give medical advice. I can give health and nutritional advice, and we do assessments that could see if you have any food that's in your diet that could be causing inflammation in your body, that could be contributing to pain. And we do that by having you kind of have to go on a fast of foods, and then introduce them slowly back into your diet, and then we track and see if that food is causing any problems, if how you feel when you eat that food. Because sometimes, and that's just only if it will be causing inflammation in the area where you're actually experiencing the pain. Yeah. But definitely you would want to go to your doctor and have them to run some tests and scans and see what would be causing that. All right, so the next thing is, let's see where we at here. So we talked about the low blood sugar, but sugar can produce an acidic digestive tract. And when your body is acidic, that you would have your body should be alkaline and not acidic. That's why people started coming out with that alkaline water, in which you can make your own alkaline water. But sometimes it's better when you buy it. We feel a lot better about some things. When we purchase it, we don't like to make things ourselves, but you can make your own alkaline water. Baking soda, a little baking soda in the water will make that alkaline. um, I don't know what process they use to make the water alkaline, but a little baking soda would make your water alkaline. Also lemon. Lemon is acidic going in your mouth, but the body converts lemon to make it alkaline in the body. So what lemons actually do in the body is completely different. It's an acidic fruit, but the effect that it has in your body is not acidic in your body. And that's just lemon. I can't say that for all citrus, but that's lemon. Okay. Let's see. The next thing is, yeah, sugar can produce an acidic digestive tract. And when you have that in your digestive tract like that and it's acidic, then that's going to throw off your gut health. So your gut health is going to be trashed with that. So, and feeding the bad bacteria, that's why. Okay. 17, sugar can cause a rapid rise of adrenaline levels in children. And, adrenaline is like, that's what gets you gunned up, fired up, and ready to move, ready to run, 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 So, sugar 18, sugar malabsorption is frequent in patients with functional bowel disease. So, again, your gut health, and all of that with, functional bowel disease, irritable bowel syndrome, things like that. And, you know what, Mama, come to think of it, remember when I got sick around 17? Remember I was really, really sick at about 17?
Yeah.
And I was having all the digestives. That was the summer after, that was the year after I ate all them Snickers and was eating all that candy all summer long. Of course, she didn't know I was eating all that candy, because you give a kid some money and they know how to go buy stuff for themselves and then eat it and hide it. Okay, so no, she did not know I was eating all that sugar. I wouldn't have told her I was eating all that sugar. Yeah, she wouldn't have let me eat all that sugar. We never went trick or treating. So that was not the thing that we did. We didn't do it for whatever reason. We didn't do it. And people would give them tons of candy for us, because, people feel sorry when they think you're missing out. And they would give them tons of candy. My mom never gave us the candy. She would give us like one piece. And it would be bags and bags of candy, goo gobs of candy. We only come out with one little piece of candy. And she would issue us out one. That's how I did my kids too. I never gave them candy. She would issue us out one little piece of candy. But Mom, we knew where you hid the candy, so we would sneak the candy. We would steal the candy. We was bad. That was bad. I could tell on us.
You say sugar causes irritable bowel syndrome?
Yeah, it can cause functional bowel disease. Yeah.
I didn't know it. Okay.
Yeah. And you remember because remember I was sick. Probably that was about a year exactly after that, because it was like the following school year and stuff. Like I was really, really sick and all the time. You remember?
Yeah, but when it comes down to going through, you don't know where you're going.
Yeah, because I didn't like school that much. Like it's not that I didn't like school. I love school. I love learning. But what it was that I was ahead of my class, so I should have graduated and went to college or something like that. But I stayed in school, and so I was bored in class, And when the teachers would be trying to teach and the kids would be acting out, it would irritate me so much, because I wanted to hear what they were actually saying. I wasn't the one that was playing. I wanted to hear. So that's the problem. That's the problem that I have with school. Not that I was just didn't want to go. No, I wanted to learn. I was interested, and history was my favorite class. Okay, so the next thing, sugar can cause premature aging. And I think I talked about that before, about premature aging with sugar causing wrinkles. And they studied people, like they were eating sugar, and then it said, hey, people would guess their age, and it says that you look like 6 months older. And so if you want to look younger, then quit eating sugar, and then you'll age backwards. So that sugar ages you. So it causes premature aging and wrinkles. And also remember, because we just read that what it does to the elasticity in your skin. So if it's messing with the elasticity, sugar causes a loss of tissue elasticity and function. So if it's doing that all over your body, it's definitely doing that on the face, right? All right. Yeah, there is sugar in everything. It is. But what we're talking about is the addition of sugar. When you add added sugar, like how they've done to the food, because there is sugar in everything. I'm gonna do a live on that, and we're gonna discuss the sugar that's in everything. But yeah, but it's really the addition of sugar, because basically when you have sugar, when you get sugar naturally occurring in fruits and veggies, or fruits, because even it's in some veggies, because like squash is sweet to me. Squash tastes sweet. Cabbage tastes sweet to me. You know, onions can taste sweet. So it's in fruits and veggies. But what happens is that comes along with fiber, and so it slows down the absorption of sugar into the body, so it doesn't spike as high. So yeah, so that's not, even though there's sugar in everything, you won't get the same effects from the sugar in that as if you just like took a teaspoon of sugar, or and basically like a teaspoon of sugar is like what you can count for, like what's measured into the sodas, or into anything that you buy out there. It's got added sugar, and you just need to know how many teaspoons of added sugar that it actually has. And that's what we're talking about, added sugar, um, not the sugar that occurs in nature's candy. And although, like I said, if you're already insulin resistant, you can't even do nature's candy because it's too sweet. It's you it the risk far outweighs the benefits at that point. So you just have to let it go until you get back in balance, and then you can eat a little. And when you eat it, when you consume it, you do not want to make smoothies. You don't want to grind it up and blend it up, because that pre-digests it, making it available to the body faster, and you will spike. You'll have insulin spike. So you don't want to do that, even though it will still have the fiber in it, but it's already pre-digested. It's very important to eat your food, chew your food, because you release you the when you're the saliva is a functional part of eating. So when you chew it and you release the saliva, and it attacks the food, and all it breaks the food down, and all of that pulls out, starts digesting the food, the micronutrients and everything. That whole process of eating, chewing, that is very important. Pre-digested food, liquid foods go directly in, they enter the bloodstream a lot faster. So that's why no juices. That's why you shouldn't drink juices like that. You should eat the fruit. Well, juices actually take out the fiber. So you're just getting the straight sugar from it. But smoothies have become the alternative. And hey, it's great. It's okay if you're not already insulin resistant. But if you're insulin resistant, that's a no-no. You do not need that. Your blood sugar to the roof. No, you don't need that. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Let's see here. I said I was going to try a couple of different things here that I haven't done before. So I'm going to take a break, gather my thoughts, get us back to the correct number, and I'll be back. You remember Chuck Willery when he on Love Connection, when he used to say we'll be back in 2 and 2? Well, we'll be back in 2 and 2. I tried to stop eating sugar, but there was nothing that was good. Monk fruit, Splenda, oh my God. xylitol, trots, um, and erythritol. The cooling effect. How many batches of cookies did I ruin trying to use those things? Everyone. Nothing was good. So I was like, there's got to be something out there. There's got to be something better. It's some sweet plus. It was magic. Oh my gosh. Nobody could tell the difference. It was wonderful.
If you had to take a wild guess at how much your daily sugar intake is, what would you say? Would you think 10 teaspoons might be a lot? Think 3 times that. The average American consumes almost 152 pounds of sugar in 1 year. This is equal to 3 pounds, or 6 cups, of sugar consumed in 1 week. Nutritionists suggest that Americans should get only 10% of their calories from sugar. This equals 13.3 teaspoons of sugar per day based on 2,000 calories per day. It's been said that sugar is the new tobacco because of its addictive qualities that seem to be leading us into a health disaster. Since 1990, consumption of sugar in America has nearly doubled. It is no surprise that health scientists and some local governments have been lobbying for taxes on sugary drinks. But here is why you really should care about your daily sugar intake. Because sugar is everywhere. One of the first things we need to get clear on is the difference between existing, or natural, sugars versus added sugars. Naturally occurring sugars are those found naturally in foods such as fruit, fructose, and milk, lactose. They exist within the food or drink. The added sugars are the ones you need to care about. The most common added sugars are regular table sugar and high fructose corn syrup. Because we don't truly realize just how much sugar we are consuming, it is a good idea to familiarize yourself with those names so you're able to recognize a bad actor when you read a food or drink label. The American Heart Association makes it very clear that added sugars contribute zero nutrients, but add calories that can lead to extra pounds or even obesity, thereby reducing heart health. How much sugar is too much sugar? In 2014, the World Health Organization (WHO) issued some guidelines calling for a reduction of daily sugar intake with the objective to decrease the amount of added sugar. Their advice is to limit added sugars to 5% of your total daily calories, which is equal to 6 teaspoons 25 grams for an adult of normal body mass index (BMI). Nutritionists suggest that Americans should get only 10% of their calories from sugar. Meaning that free sugars should be no more than 5% of your diet. Free sugars are sugars that have been added to food as well as those naturally present in honey, syrup, and unsweetened fruit juices, those high-sugar foods that your body absorbs faster.
And I'm muted and y'all didn't hear a word I said. We're back. Yeah, you heard me, but they didn't because the mic was muted on the camera. But that's okay. All I said was I'm back. And I'll be doing that from time to time, popping in some little infographics and things like that. So, anyway, let's journey on. And again, this is the first, this is part one. And I have a long list here, a long list. But this is part one of reasons sugar ruins your health. Okay, the things that it causes, the problems that it causes. So, right before we get to number 20, I said 19, sugar can cause premature aging. So remember, no amount of moisturizer on the outside is going to counteract the effects of what sugar is doing on the inside and making your and ruining your collagen and elasticity in your skin. Now, final, we're just doing 20 today. Sugar can lead to alcoholism. That's huge. And we don't and we don't even realize why sugar can lead to alcoholism. But if you're a sugar addict and you like to get that from your and you're drinking an alcohol, sweet drinks, they make those sex or whatever they call them, that they add it to the drink and make those drinks be sweet and tasty and they be so good and all of that. Sugar can lead to alcoholism, and actually, the body converts alcohol to sugar. And even though we know the fermentation, well, maybe you don't know. I've studied fermentation, so I've done a lot of fermented things, ferment, but not alcohol, but other types of ferments, because fermented food are good for you. They're good for your health. So fermented foods are good for your health. They're good for your. They're full of um, good bacteria that feeds your gut, and so you should eat fermented foods. It helps to increase your good microflora in your body. Your good. It improves your gut health. So we should be eating fermented foods. Kimchi, if you like kimchi, sauerkraut is a fermented food. Um, Things like that. So we should be eating fermented foods. And so, yogurts and kefirs, those are fermented milk products and things like that. Hi, God bless you. So yeah, we should be eating those foods. But we're talking about alcohol. So alcohol is a fermented beverage, right? So, but that fermented beverage, the body takes and converts, pulls out the sugar. Okay, it converts it to sugar in the body, so it causes your insulin. It spikes your insulin, just like any other food would. And remember, and it's a liquid, so liquids are already pre-digested, so it just goes straight into the bloodstream. And and we can see evidence of that with what alcohol consumption does, because when you have a lot of belly fat, right? You have a lot of belly fat. That belly fat is a result of excess sugar. So, and when your body is sugar addicted, see, you may not have the sweet tooth like I have the sweet tooth, but what you will have is a sugar addicted body. That means that your body wants sugar. It wants, and it still reaches the same pleasure sensors in your brain, okay, as eating like the candy or whatever. I remember being little, and I was at my aunt's house, and she had those candy canes hung on the Christmas tree, and I remember just eating all of those candy canes off of. I was little. I was probably about 8, 9, eating all those candy canes off that tree. I loved me some candy canes. Just could just eat them, eat them, eat them, eat them, eat them, eat them, eat them. But she had them hung on her tree, and I remember doing that when I was little. But anyway, side note. See, we talking about sugar addiction, but I had a sweet tooth, so I ate a lot of sugar. I ate a lot of candy, and but there were sugars that I could resist, like fruit, um, fruit pies, cherries, apples. I love peach cobbler crust, not the fruit because I don't like cooked fruit. But so I could avoid all of those. I'd be like, but the little sauce around it onto the crust with some butter, yeah, that I would eat. And but yeah, that I would eat. But now we were talking about the gut. So when people drink a lot of beer, they get that beer belly, and they have that big belly. Hey, that's a sign of insulin resistance, and if that's being caused because if they don't eat a lot of sugar in anything else, turning up them cans, your body is getting that and turning that to sugar. All right, so that's it for today. I think we're gonna do a part two of this because I have a lot more about what sugar does to the body, and some of it I don't think it really gonna repeat itself, but you know, but Sugar causes problems in the body. And it's been escaping the blame and the punishment for years. If there's one thing that I can say that we have learned is that they have been saying that fat causes all these problems. You know, low fat, low fat, low fat, low fat. But doing keto, now I told y'all I tried it, but it didn't work for me. It didn't work for me because everything does not work for everybody. But for the number of people who have successfully achieved their weight loss goals, and I say weight loss because they weren't tracking to see whether or not they were actually what they were losing. They just, the scale was going down. Okay. Now, for those who were working out and doing that, they know that they maintain their muscle mass, so on and so forth. So we just go with weight loss here. But for those people, they have successfully lost the weight, dropped the pounds, dropped sizes, and they did it while consuming fat, right? So they consumed fat because keto encourages you to consume fat. And if you guys want to have a discussion about that and want to talk about keto, you got questions about keto, comment, on this video. If you're watching on YouTube, you're watching on Facebook, drop it, put the comments there, let me know, message me, and we will have a discussion about that. But these people have been successful on keto and they've been eating fat. And every single diet that's out there and weight loss plan, exercise program, because they tie them up together. The exercise programs, when you see them, all the Get Fit and all this, and you're going to exercise and you're going to lose this weight, they all tap into a nutrition plan. And those nutrition plans, the number one thing in those nutrition plans, they're going to cut your carbs. Okay? And you're going to have to stop eating sugar. And it doesn't matter what diet you choose, no diet is saying up your sugar intake. Okay? They might be saying increase the level of veggies that you're eating or fruits that you're eating or fruits and veggies. Because remember, we did a conversation the other day talking about we should be consuming more fruits and veggies. You can go and look. There's a video I posted it about the ratio of fruits to vegetables that you should be consuming on a daily basis. But we had that conversation, and we went long here. So I'm going to wrap it up here, and I'm going to just go ahead and we're going to stop here, and then we'll pick up again. I'm not going to say I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to try because I'm supposed to be doing it every day for 2 weeks, and I've messed myself up. But then I'm going to get it. I'm going to get on a schedule with it, and really get regimented with it. But I don't rattled on here for a long time. For everybody who joined me today, thank you so much. If you're watching this in the future, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want to get a nutritional assessment, go over to sairnt.com / click on about, and you'll be able to see that. If you want to learn more about what sugar is doing to your body, there's a great resource I have over there, some books over there you can check out. Just click on SAI or go to sairnt.com / resources. And I'm going to make sure I put the link up there because I don't think I put the link on there, but you'll be able to see that on the website as well. Listen, what helped me kick my sugar addiction is this right here, Some Sweet. If you guys are having trouble and you can't stop eating sugar, this helped me. And it's helped a lot of people that I know and love. You want to get a hold of it? Go to sumsweet.com. That's SUMSWEET.com and get you some. All right. Again, I'm not wearing the colored shirt, so there should be a coupon code to go along with that. That's DIF shirt, DIFSHIT. That's the coupon code. It's valid till midnight. All right. Peace and blessings, everybody. Thank you so much.